this vlog. I was reading a book and thought, you know what? I really am vibing with this. Are there more books like this? Sure, I found a whole list on the internet. So, what book was I reading? Our first book in this vlog is going to be If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy, which is a Cinderella retelling, basically set to The Bachelor. But they can't use the title The Bachelor, you know? Because we don't got the trademark for that. We don't have permission to do that. It's called Before Midnight instead, you know. Basically same thing. Same premise from what I understand. Because this is going to be my major disclaimer for this vlog here. I have never, ever seen an episode of The Bachelor. I've seen commercials on my Hulu for it. Never seen an episode of it though. But from what I understand, this is a very big show. And I understand the general premise of it is, for both The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, is that there's one bachelor, bachelorette, and then there's like a whole bunch of options for them to date people. I think traditionally it's supposed to be the opposite sex, but you know, maybe we're finally getting with the times and putting some other ones in there. You never know. I don't know. Said I haven't seen the show. And from what I got, there is probably, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, key events. Like, this happens every season. Like, we always do this. Like, and if the shoe fits, there's a helicopter date. What kind of date's on a helicopter? You have to wear headphones to hear each other. Wow, so this is amazing. Regardless, I have decided to read books based on The Bachelor. Maybe I'll be inclined to watch The Bachelor after this. You know? I don't know. Never seen an episode. To the premise of our first book that I picked for this one, If the Shoe Fits, by Julie Murphy. We have Cindy. She's not a twig. Let's just put it that way. You know what? We need more representation. Not everyone's skinny. And she is a budding fashion designer. Like, she just finished fashion school, whatever, I think it's called fashion school technically. Technically, like I know. Either way, she has a degree in fashion. She makes these kick-ass shoes. And she comes home after graduating. Like, she doesn't have a job lined up. She's kind of like, it's kind of like a writer's block, but like designer's block type deal. And she's gonna like watch her like 3 little siblings, like be like their nanny. Well, she's convinced to join the show, The Bachelor, basically, Before Midnight. And her stepmom is like the brains behind the show. So she goes onto the show. Her mom wasn't, totally on board. Her stepmom wasn't totally on board with it at first, but whatever, she'll get over it. And she meets the Bachelor, right? It is not their first time meeting. She met him on the plane ride from New York, where she went to fashion school, to LA, to where the show is, because, it's where her stepmom is. And they gotta pretend, they're like pretending they don't know each other. Like, is it a rule that they can't know each other beforehand? I don't know. Neither do they. And, he's dating all these other girls. But, like, there's a connection between these two, like, it's just that, it's that rom-com one where they're like, you guys are the perfect fit, y'all just need to date already and, like, be together just exclusively, but, like, he's dating all these other women because he needs to save the face of his mother's company, which is a well-known fashion, his mom is a well-known fashion designer, and she's kind of fumbling because of some health problems. So he needs to save face. But they're pretending. And he goes on all these other dates with these other women. And, like, it's like, boy, like, I don't want a TV show, but I'm, like, entertaining. But, like, why did you wait until, like, the 3rd date to bring her there? But, like, regardless. Basically, that is our premise. It is a Cinderella retelling. If the shoe, fits. She's a shoe designer primarily, but she does other things. And it's set to The Bachelor. That's all I got so far. Because I have not finished the book. At this point, I've decided to film this vlog. I am at 70% into the book. But that's when I decided, well, I wasn't quite 70% when I decided this. It was called 1 a.m. when I decided this. And I was not going to film myself at 1 a.m. trying to think of this idea at all. Instead, I researched other books for this vlog, which is what I did. Anyways, so far, I am really, really enjoying myself. He finally, asked her on a date. And there's just, a part where, they run away from the cameras. And it's, so cute. But, if I was a fan of the show, that's, the thing I would want to see is them running away. Because it was, so cute. And then they were, hiding in a souvenir shop. It was so funny and so cute. And I'm enjoying it. And now she's, snuck into his hotel room. It's growing great. So, at this current rate, my plan is to finish the book tonight. And I already have my next book lined up, pretty much. So I was thinking maybe my next book for this was going to be one to watch. So, that was actually on my book of the month, because that was a book of the month pick, I think, or maybe an add-on or something months ago, and I just never got it. It's just been sitting on my TBR on book of the month, and then I realized, oh my god, this is also a Bachelor type story. This is perfect. So what I'm looking for, because this is the vibe I'm feeling now. So that's where we are so far. I'll probably update this one again after I complete the book and have my full thoughts here. We just finished If the Shoe Fits. 5 stars. It could be expanded a little bit, but I feel that way about most romance books. Just just a smidge. 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. I 100% believe that I've never, again, never seen The Bachelor, but I would 100% believe that most of it is scripted and that he's not really making decisions. And no, these people she's with all this, they're so insensitive. You don't know that she's in love with him. You're just it's okay, girl, he's not gonna pick you. But that's what? But it's okay. We'll just put you as the Bachelorette, in the next season. No. It's so insensitive and rude. You can tell that she's heartbroken. I mean, the other girls, come on. And, the fact that you guys plan out, why don't you let people pick? Why don't you just let them pick? Why? You're gonna go on the show. Let them pick. And clearly, my favorite part is at the end. I don't feel like this is too spoiler, but the one girl is talking about she's not surprised that Cindy didn't show up because she was just in it for the exposure. And then once Henry, our Bachelor, realizes that Cindy's not there, he goes MIA. And this girl goes, so does no one bring the money? Bitch, you were here for the money. Don't even lie. Don't lie to me about it. It's fine. I fully enjoyed my time, though. And then as I was reading the last page, I got a little notification from Libby. One to watch is ready tomorrow, which is the next book we're going to be reading for this vlog. Now, I haven't read any of the premise. I just honestly Googled books inspired by The Bachelor. That was my whole method on determining the book. Because who doesn't determine books like that, That's how I determine all my books. But let me read the little summary here for you guys. B. Schumer is a devastatingly stylish plus-size fashion blogger who has amazing friends, a devoted family, legions of Insta followers, and a massively broken heart. Like the rest of America, B indulges in her weekly obsession, the hit reality show Main Squeeze. I love that we can use The Bachelor and all these names that come up with for the show instead. The fantasy dates, the kiss-off rejections, the surprising amount of guys named Chad. You know what? There are a lot of guys named Chad. It's a very popular name. B is sick and tired of the lack of body diversity on the show. Since when is being a size 0 a prerequisite for getting engaged on television? Just when B has sworn off dating altogether, she gets an intriguing call. Main Squeeze wants her to be its next star, surrounded by men vying for her affection. B agrees on one condition. Under no circumstances will she actually fall in love. She's in this to supercharge her career, subvert harmful beauty standards, inspire women across America, and get a free hot air balloon ride. That's it. But when the cameras start rolling, Bea realizes things are more complicated than she anticipated. She's in a whirlwind of sumptuous couture, internet culture wars, sexy suitors, and an opportunity, or two, or five, to find messy, real-life love in the midst of a made-for-TV fairy tale. In this joyful, wickedly observant debut, Bea has to decide whether it might be worth trusting these men and herself for a chance to live happily ever after. So we're not doing exactly here, The Bachelor, but we are. Sorry, I have sprints going on. Someone else's sprints going on. We are. No, it's the same embodiment. I mean, I think The Bachelor was first, wasn't it? And then The Bachelorette came along. I'm telling you guys, I haven't watched this. My reality television is 90 Day Fiance and Ghost Adventures. That's what I stick to. I haven't seen The Bachelor. What does it even air on? What streaming platform is it on? I probably don't even have it. I don't do a lot of streaming platforms that I have to pay for. The only one I pay for is Discovery Plus. Everything else I'm not paying for. It's not included in my phone plan. Like Hulu and Disney. That's well, ESPN Plus too. But I just give my brother that login. So I don't care. But, we'll get started on this next book shortly here. But I'm having a great time so far. Let's hope that this one embodies the same 5-star vibes. Is a mess, but it is okay because we're going to bed shortly. So I started camera's the other way. One to Watch by Kate Stayman-London, and as you can see, I'm already at 49%. I started this yesterday on the way to my mom's house, and I listened to 15-ish%, I think then. I didn't really have an opinion yet, so I didn't film any clips. It was still too early to make an opinion. We were still in this setup phase. Obviously our main character is gonna be on this world's parallel universe's version of The Bachelor, or in this case it's The Bachelorette, basically. But this one's called Main Squeeze. And I feel like I kind of like that name better than If the Shoe Fits. Main Squeeze is a way better name for a dating show, let's admit it. And I can't remember if I read you all the summary for this, so I guess I'll just read it again. Bea Schumer is a devastatingly stylish plus-size fashion blogger who has amazing friends, a devoted family, legions of Insta followers, and a massively broken heart. Like the rest of America, Bea indulges in her weekly obsession, the hit reality show Main Squeeze. The fantasy dates, the kiss-off rejections, the surprising amount of guys named Chad. But Bea is sick and tired of the lack of body diversity on the show. Since when is being a size 0 a prerequisite for getting engaged on television? Just when Bea is sworn off dating altogether, she gets an intriguing call. Main Squeeze wants her to be its next star, surrounded by men vying for her affections. Bea agrees on one condition. Under no circumstances will she actually fall in love. She's in this to supercharge her career, subvert harmful beauty standards, inspire women across America, and get a free hot air balloon ride. That's it. But when the cameras start rolling, Bea realizes things are more complicated than she anticipated. She's in a whirlwind of sumptuous couture, internet culture war, sexy suitors, and an opportunity, or two, or five, to find messy, real-life love. Eleanor, you're shaking the camera, bruh. I balance this on top of her again. It's she lays there. It's a habit. Or five, to find messy, real-life love in the midst of a made-for-TV fairy tale. Would help if I had my glasses on during this. In this joy-filled, wickedly observant debut, Bea has decided. Bea has to decide whether it might just be worth trusting these men and herself for a chance to live happily ever after. So, this one is moving quite a bit quicker in the dating show aspect. I'm just going through this one faster, and I didn't even realize I was at 49% already, because we're on episode 4, I think is the chapter title I'm on. Oh, sorry, I'm on episode 5, but I remember hearing episode 4 and being wow, it's already episode 4 for this? Was not expecting that. especially because there's only 9 episodes and an epilogue. So I wasn't, completely, like, it's not a very, I was like, wow, what? What? And we do have ours narrowed down. I feel like it got narrowed down a lot quicker. And I feel like in the other one, we didn't hear from, like, the Bachelor themselves. So I feel like that one, like, was dragging out. It was like, come on, just get together already. But, like, this one, like, she has to pick someone. And I'm not quite sure who, like, I'm rooting for yet. They keep trying to root for the French guy, and I'm like, sure, he's good at cooking. I don't know if I like French food, though. I don't think I've had French food. So I don't know if I mean, she studied abroad in Paris for a year, so I would hope she likes French food at this point. But, like, I'm not rooting for him. First of all, and I don't think there's a character named Chad in this. I don't remember hearing Chad's name unless he literally got eliminated right away and we had no reason to really know who Chad was. But there's a lot of them named Ben. Why? I think one of the Bens is still around. I don't know what he does. Like, we haven't really spent much time with Ben. The Ben that's left. I think that's one got eliminated at this point. I think it's Ben K. I keep hearing Ben K. So the other Ben's supposed to be irrelevant. And, I can't remember what the other guy's name is, but, like, Sam, I could go for Sam. Asher, we could go with that. Jeremy, we could go with that. I mean, I'm not fond of the name, but, like, he needs more screen time. We've, like, focused on Sam, and we focused on Asher a lot, but, like, why don't we give Jeremy a chance? Like, I want to hear more about him, But I have another side. I feel like the answer is going to be Asher in the end. I feel like they've spent a lot of time. He's confessed some things to her about his life. So I feel like that's where it's going to go. I don't know. I think this is going to be really easy to finish it this week. And then right after this, we'll jump into the next one because it became available today on my Libby. So I had placed a hold anticipating I want to get to it till, like, I probably won't get to it till July yet, to be completely honest. But I was anticipating, like, mid-July, but I think it's going to be early July now for my next one. So that's it. I'm really liking this one, though. This one might be better than If the Shoe Fits. Like, I know I gave If the Shoe Fits 5 stars, but, like, I don't know. This one is vibing better with 5 stars, too. But I don't know. We gotta see what happens in the next 50% of the book. It's too early for me to make a real determination, but it's gonna be at least be a 4-star as long as things don't, hit the fan. So I finished one to watch while working on my diamond penning here tonight. It is currently Tuesday the 27th. So I finished that up here tonight. And so I was wrong. His name is not Jeremy. His name is Jefferson. I was very close, very close. I had the first letter right. Actually, I had the first 2 letters right. So we gotta give me props for that, I had some letters right in that name. So I was like, we didn't get enough time with him. And I thought maybe if we spend more time with Jefferson, maybe he'd learn better. And maybe I also would have known his name. But then he turns out to be a complete dick. Because she rejects him. Like, who made you so entitled? You asshole. Whatever, he's eliminated. We get down to our, like, 3 main guys on this show, And she has Sam, who I'm, like, rooting for. She has Asher, who I'm also rooting for. And she has Luke. He's the French one. I didn't know his name for a long time. I just knew he's the French one. And let me tell you, I didn't like the French one. Hello, Shelby. Thank you for joining the video. So I didn't like Luke at all. All he does, and honestly the accent in the audiobook was kind of annoying me too. Like, I don't think that's a real French accent. Don't you dare step on this. I swear, if you mess up my audio and something again, I will scream. But I didn't like him, and it's like the semi-finale, I guess you want to call it. And it's like this big scene where she spends the night, and it's implied that she has sex with each one. Except for Sam and Asher both refuse. It's like, props for them, if that's your decision. And she ends up having sex with Luke, and you know what happens? I can't say too much without spoiling it, but let's just say he's sleeping with another woman. And he's like, aren't you sleeping with other people? Which, no, it's not really. They're kind of in a relationship, kind of not. It's like a weird situation, but like, boy. You're trying to fall in love with someone, and you're just like, I'm just gonna sleep with several people. Even though, like, she wants monogamy. Like, if she didn't want monogamy, that's, like, one thing, but, like, y'all need to talk about this. Like, this is not clear. At all. Why am I only hearing sound when I do that? Sorry, I'm hearing, like, a weird sound when I turn my head like this. Is it you? I don't know what that sound is. There's like a weird blowing sound. I don't know what it is. Anyways. Needless to say, Luke gets eliminated after this because you can't start a marriage out with y'all not being on the same page. And then, the big twist, they bring in her ex. We've like heard vaguely of throughout like the show, but like not enough to know anything but that his name is Ray. And I didn't, I kind of had a feeling he was going to pop up at some point, but I was like, we're at like 80% and he hasn't shown up. Maybe he's not going to show up. It's like really weird that they included his name and whatnot several times. And like, it was like a short point of view from him, but like, that's weird. Like, he hasn't shown up at like 80% in. He shows up at 80% in. And they're like, oh my god, look, we just brought him in. And Asher gets all pissed off and walks off. And I'm feeling like hot and cold about Asher this like entire time, Like, I'm not sure if I like really like him as a character on here or not. And after he like walks off, I'm like, you know what? He's kind of being a dick. Who cares? And then, so we go into the finale. There can only be two. So there's Ray, and then there's Sam. And I'm like rooting for Sam out of these two. Like, go for Sam. He's been, he's young, but like, he's shown the most potential through this entire thing. She rejects them both. I like swore after she kissed Ray though. I'm like, if you pick Ray, 2 stars. 2 stars if you pick him. Would have been 5 stars if she would have picked Sam. But then there's the whole thing with the finale. She rejects them both. And she's like, look, I like learned to love myself during the show, which is good. But like at the same time, like I picked a romance book and I expect there to be a romantic ending. But we get that, no worries. Asher comes back, he's like, basically he apologizes, I'm a dick, I'm sorry we didn't talk it out. My kids love you. Like, and it kind of ends with them being together. But again, he was a dick. He was like hot and cold the entire book. And I didn't enjoy that. Overall, 4 stars. That's the long, like, 10-minute ramble on this book. That's the ending. 4 stars. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Not him. Who's winning this vlog so far? If the shoe fits is winning so far. Let's admit it. Which brings us to our next book. And hopefully I will remember that I've read you the synopsis for this one this time. And I am wearing my glasses, so hopefully this will go better than it did last time you trying to read without glasses. So, the next one I got, I've Googled all these, so if these don't have Bachelor themes, I'm going to be mad, is The Trauma Offensive, a novel. I don't know why we're going to put a novel after everything. And it's about Alison Cochrun or something like that. However you say your name, I'm so sorry. And this is an LGBTQ book, which I'm excited about. So let me read this to you. In this witty and heartwarming romantic comedy, reminiscent of Red, White, and Royal Blue, and one to watch. I loved Red, White, and Royal Blue. Rena still I gave 4 stars, one to watch. An awkward tech wonder kid on a reality dating show goes off script when sparks fly with his producer. Dev, can't say that last name, Deshpande or something like that, has always believed in fairy tales, so it's no wonder that he's spent his career crafting them on the long-running reality dating show Ever After. Not the most creative names. I'm gonna go Main Squeeze is the best reality dating show name that we've had so far in this. As the most successful producer in the franchise's history, Dev always scripts the perfect love story for his contestants, even as his own love life crashes and burns. Relatable. But then the show cast disgraced tech wonder kid Charlie Winshaw as its star. Charlie is from the romantic Prince Charming Ever After expects. Oh, it's far from. I totally skipped over the word far. I was like, what the? That just doesn't make sense. Charlie is far from the romantic Prince Charming Ever After expects. He doesn't believe in true love and only agreed to do the show as a last-ditch effort to rehabilitate his image. In front of the cameras, he's a stiff, anxious mess with no idea how to date 20 women on national television. Behind the scenes, he's cold, awkward, and emotionally closed off. As Dev fights to get Charlie to connect with the contestants on a whirlwind World War tour, they begin to open up to each other, and Charlie realizes he has better chemistry with Dev than any of his female co-stars. But even reality TV has a script, and in order to find happily ever after, they'll have to reconsider whose love story gets told. I'm here for this. You know, this is gonna be great. I usually don't read synopses, so I struggle to actually read them, but it's gonna be great. We're gonna do fine, guys. Alright, started the last book for this series, for this vlog. I can speak at this point. So I started the last book for this vlog, Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrun. I'm at 48% in at this point, and I'm just getting a lot of wannabe Heartstopper vibes. And like, I love Heartstopper. I can't wait till season 2 comes out on what did they say, August 3rd. I'm not gonna be able to watch it till like the 5th. Maybe the 4th after work. I don't know. But like at the beginning of this book, I was sitting at a 1.5 2-star rating. However, that being said, I am now at 48% in, and I would now say if it's teetering between a 2.5 and a 3. Leaning more towards the 3, but I don't know, it's just I don't really get why Charlie is on the dating show. Like, there's other ways to fix your reputation than to go on a dating show. Just putting that out there. 2, you don't seem interested in dating, so why are you on a dating show at all? I don't get it. And then, like, he's, like, repulsed by, like, kissing the girls. So why are you on a straight dating show? There's just a lot of things that are just like, why at this point? And that's what I'm gonna leave it at for now. Just a lot of why. Alright, so I finished the Charm Offensive here tonight. It is a shaky 3 stars. Like, I was very, very highly debating a 2.5 for it. Again, to reiterate, I feel like it had wannabe Heartstopper vibes. I don't think it was very well executed, though. The relationship felt flat. Like, you just spend most of the time, it was just them. Like, I don't know. Like, you didn't really explore their feelings. They were just like, they're in love, and it's like, that great. Besides Dev having depression and Charlie being there for him, and Dev being there for Charlie's OCD, which both are not very well elaborated on, and like how they really care besides being there physically. but there's like more to that than just like physically someone being there. Like there has to be an emotional part, and the emotional part just like fell flat for me. Like it was almost non-existent feeling almost. I also think the characters were flat. I don't feel like they had a lot of depth. I don't know. I also really don't understand the whole Charlie thing. Like, it was explained a little bit for why he went on the show, but I don't fully understand it yet. Like, this was a bad premise. I don't feel like the book was well executed, and it's nice that there was like a demisexual representative in it, but also not really explained, not really explored. Like, it was just there, so like you could check a box, like check, it's there. Like I'm in the crowd. I have this in the book. It fell flat, and it's really sad that this vlog has to end on a not so hot note. I am gonna give it 3 stars yet, but I'm gonna be honest, like this book is gonna put me off romance probably for the rest of the month. I don't care now. I don't care at all about the romance. I'm like, we're gonna have to read some like fantasy romance to get back into it, so I don't know. Sad to end it on that note, but it is what it is, I guess, at this point. So I'll see y'all again when I decide to do another theme vlog. Who knows? Who knows? I do them from time to time, I feel. Not very often, because then I feel kind of worn out, but we'll get there eventually. The next theme vlog actually might be a fantasy one, because that's where my mind is at right now. See y'all next time.